Well, welcome everyone to the Your Little Castle show. There are times when I just get excited about talking to our guests because I get kind of pumped up. That just came out literally, but and people think that's reference to working out and all that, and that's important too. But just that positive perspective about the body and the mind and what it is that you need to have a happy and fulfilled life here. So lifting weights is important because you stay in shape, but there's so much more that goes into that. And you guys are going to come on here and share a little bit with us about how that impacts our lives.
Awesome. We're both excited to be here. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Well, I've got Tony and Chuck. These are the owners of American Muscle. These guys have been around doing this kind of stuff all their lives. They also have other endeavors that help them to manage and run their business and keep everything kind of going for what they do. But we want to share your insights for your new gyms. And they've been around for half a decade by now, almost 4 years coming on 5.
Yep.
And it just seems to me that there is so much that people miss in terms of the perspective of what this world is really about. And it was great. We do our pregame prep, everybody. We talk right here this is our green room or their bullpen, whatever you want to call it. And I really got some great insight from these guys. And I'm just going to let them talk about it here as we get into this because they really give some great insight as to what makes this little world go around. So thanks, guys. Shout out to our sponsors. Give some kudos there. But you worked out with Brooke at a gym many years ago. Is that true?
Many years ago. I'm sure he would never remember me because I was just a kid. But yeah, it was a long time ago. And
okay.
What a great person.
That is Chuck worked out with Brooke at a gym many years ago. He's a really nice guy, kind of quiet. Brooke's a great guy. So shout out to Carroll House Furniture because you like nice things. Where do you like those nice things? In your little castle. And then you've got to develop the right mentality, keep healthy and in shape. And that's what we get to do here. We're going to talk about the excitement that Chuck and Tony bring here as the owners of American Muscle. Well, let's do it, guys.
All right.
All righty.
So tell me, what led you guys to this path to where you said, I would like to have a gym, competitive space, a lot of gyms out there, but you guys are doing amazingly well and really making a little impact on this planet. How did you end up there, Chuck?
Actually, we just kind of ended up where opportunity met passion. COVID hit, a gym that both me and him had been training out of for, almost 18 years. Yeah. At that time, we had developed a passion of training, but our friendship was developed based upon work. I'd seen him at the gym, he'd seen me. He'd train over here, I'd train over here. Once in a while, we'd talk a little bit. Then we kind of started working together on little odds and end projects. Next thing you know, our little projects kind of grew into flipping houses. And fast forward into COVID, our gym was closing down. We just finished a house that we'd flipped, and we looked at each other and we were like, hey, do we want to do another house, make some quick money, because that's great money, especially in the market that we've had, or do we want to just follow our passion and see where this thing leads us? Yeah. And we kind of just stepped off the deep end, made an offer, and here we are today.
Pretty cool. That's the story. The opportunities that come about just seem to come out of nowhere, it seems, many times. Tony, how was it for you? And when did you decide to join Chuck on this adventure?
I guess when we were, 2019, when we just got done flipping the house. I was nervous. Chuck ran his own business for a while. I've never owned a business. So it was very nerve-wracking. I was scared, I'm not going to lie. It was very, very scary for me. It's a lot of money to fork out, but I'd do it all over again. It's been fun. Well,
tell me then, it's obviously got to be we talked about, this is a job of passion.
Yes.
Little pregame prep we were talking about, it's those endeavors of passion that people really have a driving, something in their mind makes them say, I got to do this because I'm going to make a difference. I'm going to impact. I'm going to help people. Make a little mark on this little planet. And that's kind of where this came from. Yeah. Flipping houses, I know lots of people. We've had a few house flippers here on the show, and they make great money, and they get to help people get into a house and all that. But when you get to really impact not just the physical side of the way people can stay in shape and be healthy and keep, in a good physical perspective, but what they can do to have that mental side. That's what you guys.
Well, and that's what I said.
We talked about this.
We have a saying. We're going to change the world one person at a time. It sounds a little cocky, but really, if you can make an impact with one person, you talk to 100 people, and you make that impact with one person, man, that can change the life of many people, because then that next person makes those changes. Then they inspire new people. They inspire them people. Like I said, you got to change your mind, and your body changes. biggest thing people see is like weight loss. When they see somebody go from 350 pounds down to 200 pounds, everybody's like, how do you do that? How did you do that? And most of the time, and after they figure it out, it all started up here.
Yeah.
And for us to be able to just provide an environment that is conducive to hard work and helping each other, that's where we get. Neither one of us are personal trainers. We hire personal trainers that. We wanted to create an environment that is open for everybody. We have an aggressive brand look, American Muscle. People see, it's all bodybuilders.
Bodybuilders. That's not
But
the case.
that is not the case. When you walk through those gym doors, everybody's the same. They're there for one goal, and that's to better themselves. And that is a scary thing for anybody. I don't care whether you're a 250-pound meathead or you're a skinny little guy wanting to go in there, or you're just a woman just wanting to get fit, to feel better.
Right.
That's a scary thing to walk through those doors. We wanted to create an environment where everybody, when you walk in, gets greeted, welcomed. When people walk in the door and they see me, my staff does a very good job of informing me. They're like, Chuck, you're kind of scary sometimes.
We have Silver Sneakers, which is the insurance company based. It's for the elderly. They come in. We have a morning crowd that's phenomenal at both locations. So we have all ranges of ages in our gyms.
Yeah, and I had heard about the Silver Sneakers program before, but that's where you really, those people who, like my mom is, hi Mom, I'm not telling everybody how old you are, but just to get out there and be active, because how often do they just become sedentary, they've retired many times, as we say, Mom, don't retire until you're ready to.
Right.
But they need to get that exercise.
Yes.
But that movement is the key to life.
Yes.
That is where that is. The Silver Sneakers program, we induce it because, like I said, it keeps those people moving. Yeah. And there's so many great people. My daughter, she's 21 years old. She's worked at the gym since we took it over. Yeah. She loves that crowd. She loves the morning crowd. She actually asked us to say, hey, I want to do the morning crowd. She's going to college to be in interior design. She set her college around being able to be around that morning crowd to see them people come in and they do change.
They bring her breakfast.
Literally.
Yeah, they
yes.
do. Biscuits and gravy.
I'm actually kind of jealous. We don't get that kind of breakfast.
That.
But that's
great.
That's why I said that's great. And then as the afternoon revolves around, and we get the construction workers, the blue collar workers, everybody that comes in after work. They've been outside busting their ass all day long, and then they choose to come in and try to better themselves just a little bit more. And then it evolves into the younger crowd from the 8, 9, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night sometimes. Right. And then we're a 24-hour facility. So we get all those that have to work night shift and stuff like that.
Yeah. Gotcha.
And a lot of them are very interesting people to get to meet. The career paths that roll through there, it's pretty amazing to get to talk to these people. Yeah.
Well, then tell me about that, Tony. What's it like? You've developed a facility and got a reputation. It's not just about having a place for people to work out. It's creating that environment for people to thrive.
Right. If anybody's ever seen a TV show, Cheers, that's what our little gym is like.
Okay.
I'm serious. When you walk in, everybody greets you with your name. It's phenomenal. That's just the way it is.
So somebody comes walking in the door, they say, Cardinal Cowboy. Hey!
Yeah, yes.
Is that literally the kind of the way?
Yes.
That is really cool.
And they might also yell at you if they see you on the phone, too, and being a little lazy until you get your butt to work. Yeah, put the phone up. It's time to go to work.
Yeah. Okay.
And it's just a community where everybody pushes everybody. They can tease each other, but it's always in such a friendly way. But so even a perfect stranger walks in, they're there to help with the equipment if somebody doesn't know what they're doing. That's our biggest prize, when we see our members go help somebody new walk in. Our staff is really good about that, but our members see somebody new, and if they're having a struggle with something or need a little guidance, they go up and help them.
Yeah.
Tony, you were going to say?
We actually have a Bible study there in the back room every Tuesday and every Thursday.
Tuesdays and Thursdays at both facilities.
The members put together a Bible study in the back at both locations. It's pretty neat. So we have that, and then we also do the national anthem every Friday at 8 a.m.
Really?
Yes.
That is near and dear to our heart.
That's very important to us. We make everybody stop what they're doing and salute that flag.
Take off your hat.
Yep. Take off your hat, and
it doesn't matter if they're in the middle of a set.
Doesn't matter.
And the gym shuts down.
Yeah.
That is a rule. We've never had to throw anybody out, but it is a rule. If you do not stop for our national anthem, there's a door. You will never come back.
Yep.
Wow.
And we're very passionate. this country makes it so we can do stuff like this.
Yes.
And we take a lot of pride in that.
Well, that leads me to my next question. What is the passion here that makes you wake up every day to want to do this? I mean, this is obviously something. Where did this come from? What drove you guys here?
Honestly, what drove us here is hard work.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, that is what his life and my life has been based upon. Our friendship has been based upon work. We've never hung out together like to go drink a beer.
No.
No,
It's
he's
always
like,
work.
hey, my kid's having a birthday party. Well, I'm busy, I'm working. Hey, I got this I need some help with. I'm going to come over here and do this. So it started out on that. And then a basis of just being able to help good people.
Yeah.
And like I said, and provide that environment. That's that driving force. And yeah, it's hard. All businesses are hard, but those subtle changes, when you get to see that, it's kind of a selfish thing, I think, for me, is when I get to see somebody make that change or something clicks in their head that they can all of a sudden do something, man, that makes me feel good. It really does. And I'm kind of selfish about that. That's what I want. That's part of my drive of what I do. You know, yeah, there's going to be, we all want Lamborghinis, we want all this, and we're all going to, and eventually that stuff's going to make it there, but that's not the driving force. No, right. I mean, he works a full-time job, I work a full-time job, so we can make these gyms go and grow. Yeah. You know, when you start with 0 members, there's no income. Everything's up here.
Right.
So you really got to want something really bad to keep pushing. Yeah. You know, we both average about a 16-hour workday.
Okay.
A minimum of 6 days a week.
Yeah. Wow. Tony, I mean, that passion, is it, you wake up every day, this is what you get to do, and tell me why you enjoy this so much.
Really, it's the people, helping people, man. I truly, truly enjoy it. When you get stories from people saying, man, you saved my life, I was a crackhead or whatever, and I found this gym, and it's changed my life forever, and thank you for owning the, you know what I mean, just stuff like that, owning the gym and being able for them to come in and change their lives.
Well, that's where you're talking about what the passion with. I'll put the Cardinal Cowboy on. We hit on it kind of early this show here, but this literally is why I wake up every day as well, because I feel like if I can just have an impact on somebody's life and say, hey man, you can do this, you can go for it. I came out of a coma. They didn't give me any. They gave me less than 50 odds to live. Right. And here we get to go off and conquer the world. What are you capable of? And when you're able to inspire people like you guys get to do, is that what really makes this thing work for you guys? I can't really imagine.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does.
At the end of the day, yeah. Like I said, it's opportunities to change lives, because society right now, it seems, especially with the social media, very weak, and people get off on putting people down instead of building people up.
We're all about building people up.
Yeah.
You know,
we want everybody to win,
and not just physically, but mostly it sounds like mentally, and the body.
Like I said, at the end of the day, everything starts up here.
Right.
If you can't change this, this is only a temporary thing. Our body is temporary anyways. Yeah. It's only going to do so much. But what we do in our mind and how we do things, that's the change. That's where it is.
I tell everybody, we have one life. That's it, one. We don't get redos.
There's no redo on the
There's
game
no
of life.
redo on the game of life.
Yeah, I remember as a kid, I made the joke. How many lives do you get? How many Mario Brothers? You got 3 lives. Right. No, in real life, you got one shot at this thing. Why would you want to mess up by doing something so detrimental to yourself and take care of the one thing that God gave you, which is this body, this container to manage and live through. And so many people, I just love the fact that you guys really focus on the positive side of this, because I mean, it's one thing to wake up every day and go to a job and you're impacting. And I work for the email team at Anheuser-Busch. That was neat because I got to make sure my girlfriend joked with me. She said, you just make sure everybody gets their lunch plans. That's all you really helping people with. And that was her joke. But there's something to that, and making sure that the business is functioning and all those things. But when you get to inspire people and encourage people and change their lives like you guys get to do, man, that's got to make you feel awesome.
It does. It does. It truly
really
does.
does.
Yeah,
no, for sure.
We're blessed. We really are blessed.
Yeah, like I said, and we're lucky. We both have careers that enable us to do that. We work for great companies that allow us to pursue our passions too, and support what we do. You know, there's companies out there that if you told a company like, hey, I'm going to go open a gym and it's going to take up a lot of my time, to get their support and their blessing. I mean, my company helped me set up our accounts, our business accounts, and get registered with the state. One of the owners actually took that time to do that for me, because he's seen the passion that we had in it, you know. And it wasn't just about, hey, it's going to be cool to own a gym, just get to go work out every day.
Right.
Yeah, I love working out every day, But even at that, there's days I don't even want to step foot in that gym or pick up a weight. I force myself to do that. But once I get in there, I tell everybody, man, some of your worst days that you don't want to go in there end up being your best workouts because it clears your head. Nobody ever walked out of a gym and said, man, I wish I didn't go there today. I literally ripped my tricep off my arm. My buddy here helped me do it. But you know what? When I walked out of that gym, it was still a great workout. The only regret was I didn't get one more set. One more. But, I mean, that's what that does. That's how that gets that mental
There's never a bad day.
Growing. You really don't. Bad days are bad days if you want to concentrate and make them bad days.
Right.
I mean, if you want to fixate on a bad day or a bad life or a bad job,
there we go.
That's what you're going to end up having. The universe is going to give you what you want to think about.
Yeah. Well, that's where we talk about the whole positive perspective on life, and there's so much that goes on to whatever job you have. But as we talked about, take note here again, everybody, as we get out our pencil. This is a big pencil to remind you to take note of what we're talking about here. But how much does the psychological perspective on your life impact the way you live and your happiness and what you contribute, and how you fit into the community and what you do? Right. Because like you just said, if you focus on what's wrong and how bad it is, that's what's going to come.
That's what you're going to get.
That's what you're going to get. And guys, I don't sugarcoat stuff. I don't believe every day is a happy day. We all have days that suck. Yeah. We all have hard days. But it's how long do you want to stay down? How long do you want to fit? Or do you want to just move on? Because tomorrow's never promised. So you want to end that day knowing that you might not have another day to make up and do something right. Yeah. You know, that's just kind of what all this is about.
Tony, tell me more about where that impacts the way you get to do this then, because you're going through the gym, you get to go work out, and you've hired trainers, and, and the whole mentality has to fit there. What do you do to help make that be the mantra, the message that you guys have for your clients?
For our clients, just be positive. You know, go in, boost them up, give them compliments. You know, tell them, you know, we notice they're putting in the work. Tell them, man, you look great. You look like you're down. You know, you can tell when people are putting in the work. Right. You can compliment them. Chuck, help me out here.
Well, really, you know, me and Tony are only two guys.
Yeah.
Most of our credit goes to our staff.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It sounds like you've hired a great staff.
We have phenomenal staff.
We have a phenomenal staff.
We do. We have an awesome crew.
But it starts at the core. Both of our gyms, our core values are hung on the walls for everybody to see, for every member to see. And our core values aren't just a billboard just to say, hey, this is cool stuff. No, this is stuff that we live in. Our staff is to train and treat their customers with intent. Everything they do is with intent. When you meet a customer, when you meet a member, it's with intent and true intent. We're not salesmen. We're not trying to sell. We're trying to help people. And people can recognize that. People recognize BS, period. You can't fake that. You might be able to fake it for a little bit, but you can't fake that. And our membership numbers and our retention rate of our members kind of shows. We are processing company. We're in the top 90 percentile across the nation. They're one of the biggest processing companies in the nation. And we get to see those stats of where we rate on retention rate of members and all them other stats. And for us to be placed at that top 90% of retention,
wow, it
kind of tells us we're doing something right.
Yeah, so that's another question I like to ask, and that is, what is it that really separates you guys? There's a lot of gyms out there, but it seems like it's just the overall mentality you guys have is kind of superior, or at least more positive, because how often do people just go to a gym just to kind of like lift a few weights and get out of the...
We're more personable. We want people to win. Other gyms, you're just there to work out. Most gyms don't, the owners aren't there. They just want your money. Yeah. I feel that some gyms want your money.
I think there are some gyms. I think there are...
And there's some other great gyms out there.
Amazing gyms in St. Louis.
Yes.
I think our separator, like Tony said, is we're very personable, but we're supportive. We are us. We don't try to be another gym. He's never even stepped foot in another gym in 20 years. Wow. Never even actually been inside another facility besides one in the House of Pain, which Joe Corbett up there has an amazing gym and a phenomenal person.
Yes.
But we worry about our vision. We focus on our vision. We're true to who we are. Yeah. Like I told you before in our pre-interview, we tell people we're not for everybody.
Right.
If we're here to help. But if there's something in our facility that just isn't going to change, it's not going to like it, it's okay. You don't have to like it. We'll help you. Our staff is trained to call other gyms and find out the prices and find out their hours and help them find another place.
Wow.
Just because we're not able to help you doesn't mean somebody else isn't. Yeah. We all have different personalities. We all have different likes.
Right.
I'm a big personality. I openly admit it. I'm not for everybody. Some people look at me and they're like, hey, whoa, you know, but that's okay. That's what makes the world go round. We're all different.
We're all different.
Well, you told me a story. Tell me if this is something that we can touch on. But there was a kid that wanted to work with you, and you said, but you're going to have to get in shape. And you said to him, kind of hard knocks, but the way I appreciate it, because just be straight with people, tell them what they got to do.
Yeah.
He went off and did it, and now he's one of your top trainers.
Yes. Right? Yeah. Sean, when we took over the House Springs gym, Sean kind of came with the gym. And Sean's been through a lot, and he's a little overweight. And Chuck told him, just flat out, if you want to work for us, you need to lose some weight. He started breaking down, crying. Yeah. About a month later, he came back, lost a bunch of weight, and thanked us, and he's one of our best trainers.
Yeah, and that's the mentality side of this little world, where it's so often we sugarcoat things and say, well, just make them feel good and give them something that makes them. But that's not what gets things done. When I was
You're hurting people by sugarcoating things.
Right.
You really are. You have to be honest with people.
And a lot of times, the honesty is good and it feels good. Right. Honesty feels good a lot, but sometimes, guess what? When you're even looking in the mirror and being honest with yourself, don't always feel that great. You don't always want to look in the mirror and say, you know what? You only gave it 25% today. You were kind of lazy. Mm-hmm. And to be able to step back and accept that to yourself, much less do that to somebody else that you care about. Nobody wants to hear that. And it's like I said, telling somebody what they're doing wrong that's not the end all to get them to do better. It's also noticing when they have to put in that time, when they've made them changes, when they've made them subtle mental changes. Even just a matter of just you see them in 3 days in a week. They're starting to build consistency. Mm-hmm. Now they're starting to change. They're changing their habits. And that's what induces change. They're changing their discipline. You know, we have good habits, we have bad habits, but they all have to be developed. Yeah. And it takes time. And everybody says you can develop a habit in 21 days is not completely truthful.
I think you held back there. I appreciate that.
Yes, I really did.
We talked about this. Yeah. I let an expletive fly every once in a while. You just can't put that on camera, obviously. Right. But it helps you get that emphasis across. Yeah. Gosh darn it. Yeah.
Yes.
Go out there and make a difference. Don't hold back.
Right.
You can do anything you set your mind to. And that's why I really got pumped. I said, I am pumped about this interview because we really get to help people understand the psychological, the perspective on life. Whereas whatever my dad, here, tell me if you've heard this quote, if you like this one or not. But if you think you can, or if you think you can't, you are correct.
Yes.
Yes.
That is 100% true.
Okay.
True. Yes.
And I'll tell you, as far as like the biggest change that has come for both of us that we never really recognized, neither one of us really enjoyed the high school group that would come in because they were undisciplined, and that's basically parents' faults. It took a little bit while, but the one thing we didn't expect is when you call kids out and say, "Hey, quit being lazy, get over here, get out." You know, next thing you know, they're bringing their friends in and saying, "Hey, Chuck, tell my buddy he's weak, you know," and this and that, and it kind of threw me off guard the first couple of times.
Right.
Because I openly admit I'm not a kid-friendly person. I mean, I love everybody, but I was blessed with my kids because they're very disciplined and they mind really well. But kids running around being stupid, that's hard on me. But to see those kids come in and start to change, that's our next generation. Yeah. That's the biggest, like, wow, we actually do make an impact. That's when I realized, that's when it clicked for me. Hey, we're doing something here. People are responding. A younger generation is responding. Yeah. And you see them in here, and then they're telling the other kids, hey, you need to put your weights up. Make sure you wipe this. These kids are telling these other kids that.
Yeah.
Wow.
And, so you just step back, and that you don't really realize it until you get to step back and see that, and you're like, wow, there's something going. There's something good here. So
you're making some boys into men, and teaching them discipline and how to be proper and how to respect and how to interact in our little planet here. And so, how often is it the case? So we've seen this, where anytime you take advantage or deceive or manipulate you're really hurting yourself. You may
Yes.
get away with something for a minute and it gives you a short-term benefit, but when it comes down to it, that's going to come back on you. A lot of people aren't realizing that.
Right.
But you're able to help people learn those little tidbits of life while they're at your gym, because they're going to see, hey, put those weights away.
Right.
Stand up there, help that guy. They need
Yeah.
a spotter kind of thing. And those are the little times you get to help, and then you build relationships and really get to know people.
Yes.
And what I found, like I said, and a lot of times, some of these young men and young ladies, they've never had an adult raise their voice to them.
Right.
And at first, even just meeting them when they come in, and you reach your hand out to shake their hand, and they've never had that.
They've never had that.
And they
It's-
can't look
it
up and
blows
look
our
at you in
mind.
the eyes.
Yeah, that's what gets me, is the generation that can't look at you in the eye when you're talking to them. It blows my mind.
But after a few weeks, sometimes a few months,
Yep.
to the next thing, to see them and actually go up to a strange person and have a conversation with them, or go up and shake somebody's hand. Say,
Right.
nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Man, that's a great thing to see.
A lot of quote unquote character development going
Yes.
on here, and you're helping people.
Believe me, there's no shortage
Yeah,
of
there's no
character around here. I'm telling you that right now.
Well, we've had a great conversation about it. We've almost finished the first half hour. We got a couple minutes left here. I wanted to give everybody a quick glimpse
Yeah.
at your website, because you do have a lot of great information there that people can dig in if they want to see what it is about the website. There's your Facebook page, and then you have a great looking website here. 2 locations. You said both places are open 24/7. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And click it and just check out. You've got some great reviews. We want to go over that a little bit, but easy to find locations, easy to get to, and where you can find everything you need, what we offer. I mean, just check out the website here, everybody. This has really got all that you need: the hours, the memberships, and everything that comes into what you need to make this gym a place for you to develop yourself as a character, develop your character, and become a better person, not just a more fit person, as they say.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
With that, we'll show you up real quick. We've got the reviews. I wanted to go over and just show a little bit about, because how often do gyms have reviews? Well, everybody gets reviewed, and if you look here, at what you've got going on here, there's a nice little list of, you've got 88 reviews already, and an average of 4.8. And this is just for the Oakville location.
Yes.
But it says, I joined the facility to work maintaining and inspiring my muscle strength, increasing my muscle strength. They offer a wide variety of fixed and free weights. The staff is friendly and willing to explain the machines. They have several classes you can choose to take. They offer classes too. I really like the dry sauna, and available to use for my workout. I mean, when you've got people coming in and saying these kinds of nice things about you, what's that make you feel?
Makes us feel good.
Yeah,
Feels like we're doing the right thing.
That's a simple way
Yeah.
of putting it, but it's true.
Yeah, I feel like
Yeah.
we're doing the right thing. I know we're doing the right thing.
All right, everybody. So if you didn't get enough out of the first half hour here, we have another 30 minutes we're going to do with these guys. I convinced them to talk to me for another 28 minutes, 30 seconds, and we're going to go into more of the depth behind the scenes, what makes this thing all work, and how they've managed to be so successful. So stay tuned for that as we continue here, because we've got a lot more to discuss. And we'll see. This is probably Friday night, or Thursday night, Friday night, and you can see these interviews on our websites. Giddy up.